You could not drift in this way, eh?
Is this even a Lamborghini?
That's a rotary. Yeah. Where's the engine?
This is our fake Lamborghini drift car, and today we're doing something absolutely ridiculous. So if you didn't know, this is a Lamborghini Diablo kit car on a BMW E36 shell with a 13B turbo rotary motor. We built this thing from the ground up, and today we're taking it to one of Australia's biggest car shows, Motor X. There's gonna be some absolutely crazy cars at this show, so we're gonna put a hidden camera on this thing and get some people's reactions. And I guarantee it's gonna be hilarious. But before we head to the show, we're gonna do a couple of upgrades to this thing to make sure it's in tip-top shape. So when I built this car, I made one huge mistake and left out a crucial component that almost cost us the motor. We forgot to install the fuel filter. So this 13B turbo Renesis motor runs on E85 fuel, which means that the fuel filter is absolutely crucial because E85 is known to be quite a dirty fuel, and us not having the filter in has resulted in clogged fuel injectors. That means our motor was running really lean, and we're really lucky not to have blown it up, but I think the E85 fuel is what saved us. So in the motor currently we have 4 1000cc Raceworks fuel injectors. Now since we're swapping them out, I thought we may as well upgrade while we're at it. So here we have 4 1200cc fuel injectors to go back into the car. That'll just give us a little bit more headroom when we decide to dial a bit more power into this thing.
So I went ahead and removed the windscreen.
Oh man, it's heavier than I expected.
As well as the dash to give ourselves easier access to the fuel rail and the fuel injectors.
You know when you finish a build and you forget things that are underneath things that you left? Yeah, this is what's underneath our dash. So I'm really happy that I ended up removing it because I'm going to clean all of this up. But now we have easy access to our fuel rail. And look at this, you just pull it right off after those bolts are out. That easy. So now I can pull all of our injectors out. So here are our old injectors, and I've removed these adapters that we use, and that allows it to go into the RX-8 fuel rail. So now we'll just chuck a bit of this Newlon lubricant onto the new injectors, and since they look exactly the same as the old injectors, I've got to make sure I don't get them mixed up.
So I went ahead and lubed up and installed our injectors, which was a relatively straightforward job. This rotary engine is really easy to work on. Then I went ahead and removed the rear cover from the car so that we can go ahead and install our fuel filter.
Stepping into a Lamborghini, you definitely wouldn't do this with a real one. Luckily, ours is fake. So we have our Raceworks fuel filter that needs to go in line. We're gonna keep it pretty simple with this one. So we're just gonna mount it down here with a couple of riv nuts like so. Then we have to tee into our fuel send line, which means we need to empty these lines of E85 so that we can cut into that line without risking a fire, of course. Then we'll put our fittings on and we can bolt them up to our fuel filter. So lines and fittings used to be something that was really daunting to me back in the day when I was building cars on the channel. But now that I know how to do them, it is actually so easy. So this is a Raceworks fitting. And we have our braided hose here that we've cut. This bad boy just slips over the hose, push it all the way down. Then this part just screws into said fitting. Put a bit of lube on it to make it easier. Got our Newlon Shift You Bastard once again coming in handy. Slips in so easy. Then we get our alloy fitting spanners. Just like that. Like I said, fittings used to be daunting. Now I actually love doing them. It's kind of therapeutic.
Then we simply install and tighten our new lines and fittings and we're all done.
But I'm really happy with the placement of our fuel filter. I tidied up a couple of lines through here as well, and immediately you can see it just makes you so much happier looking at it. So before I start the car, I'm actually going to take an hour or so right now and just tidy all of this up. But you guys are going to get this in the YouTube magic. So 3, 2, 1. Now this literally took me an hour, and I'm pretty sure it won't look any different on camera. But trust me when I say everything that I've just done, it's much more intentional now. Everything's locked down, cable tied, and then I've got the loom here that goes to our dash for all our start buttons and stuff like that. But now we're gonna whip out the laptop and we can go ahead and start this thing to make sure these new injectors actually work. All right, let's give that a go. so that seems to have fixed the problem. Now we can drive this thing with some aggression again. And we'll definitely have to take this thing back to the dyno so that we can get some better power numbers and do a little bit cleaner of a tune with this thing. So now that the injectors are done, we're going to move straight on to the next job because we have to load the car up on the trailer today for Motor X. The next job we're doing is the rear window. So as you can see, I've got it taped up here.
Then we simply mark out our shape and cut it out using an angle grinder. No fancy machinery needed here.
Quick test fit, look at that, she's snug.
Once we confirm it fits, I laid down some dark tint on the window before installing it with Sikaflex window sealant, and immediately it makes the rear end look so much more complete.
So I spotted a piece of scrap metal down here from when Woz was making a part for a customer's R32 Skyline, and I saw like the curvature in it, and I was like, geez, that's probably could potentially work for a roof spoiler for us. And then I kind of laid it on, and like that would look super sick. So as you can see, I've already marked out here kind of my imaginary lines to where I would curve it out.
Time to get out our trusty angle grinder once again to cut our shape. Once that was cut, I simply welded on some tabs, laid down some purple vinyl wrap and bolted it to the car using rib nuts and dress-up washers. Then we slapped the windscreen back in and we were good to go.
How good does it look?
Right.
My word.
It's actually gorgeous, isn't it? So the roof wing looks absolutely awesome. It's probably hard to see it kind of in context in here because it's all quite dark. But it just adds that little bit of aggression that we were looking for and helps the flow from like the roof to the back spoiler, which is good. What's your verdict on the roof wing?
The roof wing is a big win.
Approve?
Approved.
All right, love that. Should we show them the two-step really quickly?
Go on.
All right. Just for you guys, because you've watched this far in the video, I'm going to show you the two-step limiter on this thing. It's pretty amazing. We've finally got it dialed in a little bit. Check this out. Does that not make you super happy?
Yeah, and my eardrums bleed.
I'm sorry, because you're holding the camera. You can't block your ears. But now it's time to load up because Kate is taking over this vlog. Handing over to you, my friend.
Very excited.
All right, we're gonna load up. Bye.
So this is it, Motor X. This isn't just your average car show. It brings together everything from insane high-end show builds to grassroots garage projects. You'll find elite restorations, wild custom builds, and just about every style of car culture under one roof. So naturally, I was pretty nervous to see how the crowd will react to our abomination of a build.
Cheer cuzzies, Mike Lake here. We're at Motor X.
I'm just kidding, it's Cade. Oh.
Slambo's here, Christina's S13 is here.
Alright, time to turn on the hidden camera and let the fun begin.
This is sick.
Lamborghini with the rotary engine. Yeah, it's very cool. The BMW base with the Lambo body on the top of it. Yeah, sick ass.
Is this even a Lamborghini?
Where's the engine? Have a guess, have a guess.
I wouldn't even know where to
Bro, it's not uncomfortable. Yeah, bro, you could not drift in this, bro. How are you? Yeah, I was supposed to do that. Way too small, bro.
Actually don't fit too bad.
He's taller than me. How the fuck is he fitting in?
Oh, he drives like a dick. You drifted this? Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so that's our fuel cell.
Straight through the middle.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Realist.
Two right up. Two right up.
I had so much fun editing this video, and it's so cool to see people from all walks of life enjoying this car, and that's exactly why I built it, to spark curiosity, put smiles on faces, and introduce new people to the world of drifting. A huge thanks to my boy Cade for taking the car down to the show while I was away.
So that's a wrap on that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just got back from the GDR Festival in Sydney where we were busy doing this. It was absolutely crazy. I cannot wait to release that video, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the hidden camera stuff, let me know. I love editing it. So if you want more, I can definitely make that happen. The next Turbo Go-Kart video will be out next week, so you guys can look forward to that. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace. Bye.